Oh, hello again, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato. How are you guys doing? Any more news that you have to tell us?
Yes, there is. We're sure that you guys heard about what General Guy, his gang, the Reanimations, and some other wanted employees did to Nathan Barr, Scott Melkinson, Baby Ice Princess, Baby Bowser, and many other people at Freddy's Steakburgers, right?
Yes, we heard about it on the news, so you guys don't need to tell us. And we are extremely angry at them for what they did to some of our gang members.
I agree with you, Lisa. And because of this, Nathan, Scott, Baby Ice Princess, and Baby Bowser, 4 of our gang members, got killed and reanimated. And even after some of us beat the crap out of Bad Bombadoo, Bad Darkdoo, all of their gang members, and some of General Guy's gang members at Marco's Pizza, I'm still furious at them for what they did to my sister, Twilight Sparkle's mother, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and many of our friends.
We all are, Rarity. I can't believe they still won't change after that beating we gave them at Marco's Pizza, especially when they beated the crap out of me and so many people at Mekong Supermarket.
I couldn't agree more. They really need to be taught another lesson, especially after they insulted me and my family at Chester's Chicken and what they did to some of our gang members at Freddy's Steakburgers. But anyways, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato, do you have any more news for us?
We're glad you asked, Applejack. We do have some more news to tell you. After the Freddy's Steakburgers incident, even though we are members of General Guy's gang that are double agents for you and the rest of the Rude employee hunting teams, we were able to convince some people to join the Rude employee hunting teams.
That's great to hear. But who are the people that are going to join us and help take down our worst enemies of all time? Are they coming in right now?
Yes, they are. They are coming in right now.
I'm going to join your gang and help you guys hunt down the Rude wanted employees and their gang members. I am Itachi's best friend, and my name is Shisui Uchiha.
Nice to meet you, Shisui. But who else is coming in to help us hunt down our worst enemies of all time?
We're here to help you guys also. We are some of the most powerful anime heroes of all time, and you guys seem like you need some help. Plus, General Guy's gang contains some of our worst enemies that caused us a bunch of trouble in our show. My name is Ed, by the way.
Goku is right. I want revenge on those Rude wanted employees for ruining my business at Jollibee's. My name is Kai Kai.
I'm Gohan.
I'm Chara.
I'm Bulma.
And my name is Drunks.
It's nice to meet you all. And it's awesome that we have more people that are willing to help us hunt down our worst enemies of all time. But I believe that's...
Wait. We want to join the Rude employee hunters too, because not only do I want revenge on them for bullying me, but we also want to get revenge on those wanted employees for killing our brother and being the cause of him getting reanimated. And yes, our parents are going to join also.
Wow. We can't believe we are getting more people to join us in hunting down our worst enemies. Anyone else who wants to join?
Yes. I would like to join as well because Itachi, Obito, and Nagato told me that General Guy and his gang are planning to assault me, so I might as well prepare myself.
It's awesome to hear that you are willing to join the Rude employee hunters, Trixie.
Thank you, Twilight Sparkle. You were the one who redeemed me in our show, so the least I can do is to try to help you. Anyways, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato, before you guys leave to continue with your mission, I would like to talk with you guys privately in a different room.
Okay, Trixie. Let's see what you want to talk about with us.
So, Trixie, why did you call us here? What do you want to talk with us about?
It's about your plan. Itachi, Obito, and Nagato, you told me and the rest of the Rude employee hunting teams that your plan is to join General Guy's gang so that you guys can pretend to be troublemakers, gain the trust of all of the Rude/wanted employees, rat out all of the plans of all of the Rude/wanted employees to us and the rest of the gang, betray General Guy for all of the Rude employee hunting teams when the fight between them and the Rude/wanted employees, and release the reanimation jutsu.
That's right, Trixie. What about it?
Well, you guys and I have noticed two crippling flaws about the reanimation jutsu. The first weakness of the reanimation jutsu we have noticed is that no matter how strong the reanimations are or how strong the control on the reanimations is, the reanimations can still be affected by genjutsu, which means that they can break free from being controlled by their summoner and turn against them. And second, as long as one knows the hand signs, the reanimated dead can rescind the reanimation contract from their end. When that happens, we end up with the biggest problem of all, an immortal body with infinite stamina that can move without control. I am willing to help you guys execute this plan, but I can't join General Guy's gang since I am a former troublemaker. But I do have some things to give you to help you execute your plan.
And what would that be?
Let me show you.
Trixie, what are those swords you just pulled out used for?
Take these swords with you, Ichi, Obito, and Nagato. These are not just any ordinary swords, both of these swords have certain powers. As you already know, there are two ways to stop the reanimation jutsu: either manipulate the summoners to perform the sequence of hand signs to stop the reanimation jutsu or seal away the souls of the reanimations. These swords will help you do those things in case if you lose your powers or if any of the rude, wanted employees find out about your plan. I will be giving you these swords just in case if you lose your powers and if any of the rude, wanted employees find out about your plan. The powers of the Zanpakuto sword are to manipulate illusions, put others under genjutsu, mind control, the moment they look into the sword, and cast permanent illusions on an enormous scale that cannot be seen through by any means. For example, like I said before, the reanimations can still be affected by genjutsu, so if we make them look into the sword, then they will be placed under genjutsu, and we will be able to turn all of the reanimations, including the reanimated version of Nathan Barr, against their summoners and break them free from being controlled to do bad things, meaning that we can turn their trump card into their most crippling downfall. Another example is if General Guy looks into the Zanpakuto sword, then we can trap him in an illusion of our own design, and we can't torture him mentally for all eternity. And yes, the powers of the Zanpakuto sword are very similar to the powers of your eyes. As for the Kusanagi sword, the powers of that sword are used to seal anything it pierces or stabs through. For example, if you pierce through General Guy with the Kusanagi sword, then he will not only die, but he will also have his sword dragged out of him and sealed forever in the sword. Those who get pierced by the Kusanagi sword will be able to bid farewell to their soul, but not to their suffering. The souls that are sealed by the Kusanagi sword are doomed to suffer for eternity, never to rest in peace. So, if anyone is pierced by the Kusanagi sword, then not only will they die, but their souls will be sealed forever in the sword, and they will never come back to life or get reanimated. Not even Grogar's powers and Evil Damien Thorn's powers to revive people will work on those who are sealed inside this sword. After all, in your show, Kabuto Yakushi and Orochimaru were unable to reanimate those who have already been sealed away to a different place besides heaven or hell. So, if any of the reanimations do rescind the reanimation contract from their end and do not disappear after the reanimation jutsu is released, then we have no other choice than to seal them away with the Kusanagi sword. And both of the swords I am going to give you right now are indestructible, so the souls that are trapped in the Kusanagi sword will never get out. And also, unlike us, the powers of these swords cannot be taken away no matter how many times someone tries to use the pumpkin wand on the swords. Alright, I believe I have said enough about the powers of these swords, so here you go, Ichi, Obito, and Nagato.
Wow. Based on what you said about these swords, they are extremely powerful and deadly. These swords could help us with our plan.
You're welcome, Ichi, Obito, and Nagato. But before you go, I would like to tell you that you guys need to be extremely careful with the swords I just gave you. If either the Zanpakuto sword or the Kusanagi sword fall into the hands of Devious Diesel, Gerald, General Guy, Portia Gibbons, Gwen Wu, or any of the rude, wanted employees, then we are in grave danger. And I can't take any of my swords with me because the rude, wanted employees will get their hands on the Zanpakuto sword and the Kusanagi sword if I take them with me, and then we're in huge trouble because they may use them to mentally damage us or seal many of our friends into the Kusanagi sword, meaning that we'll never have much of a chance to save any of our friends. Aizen, Madara, Evil Damien, and Evil Bessie already have powers that are similar to the powers of the Zanpakuto sword, and I don't want the swords falling into the hands of the rude, wanted employees or any of their gang members. So, if any of the rude, wanted employees try to get their hands on the swords, then you must use your own powers or the powers of the swords I just gave you. I still have a lot of the swords I just gave you, but you must not give any of the members of the rude employee hunting teams any of the swords I gave you yet, because if you do, then the rude, wanted employees and their gang members will notice something suspicious about you and all of the rude, wanted employees. You will have to wait until the time is right for you to give all of my swords to the rest of the rude employee hunting teams. I will be keeping the rest of my swords in this room unless if we have to move to another state to hunt down the rude, wanted employees.
Thank you for the warning, Trixie. We promise that we will be careful with the swords that you gave us just now. And if the rude/wanted employees try to take the swords away from us, we'll just use our powers or the powers of the swords on them.
Thank you, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato. Anyways, this conversation is over. Good luck on your mission, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato.
So, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato. What were you guys and Trixie talking about?
Well, while we were talking, Trixie gave us 2 swords that can help us with our plan to release the reanimation jutsu. We can't give you her swords yet because we don't want the rude/wanted employees getting suspicious of us. But we will give you the swords when the time is right for us to give them to you, and we will tell you the powers of the swords that Trixie gave us when we give them to you. But for now, we must continue with our mission. See you guys later.
Okay then, Itachi, Obito, and Nagato. We can't wait to have those swords when the right time comes. Good luck on your mission.
Bonus clip.
We are so in the ass now. Based on everything Trixie said about those Zanpakuto swords and the Kusanagi swords, we're 100% fucked in the ass now.
I agree. And if we look at them, we will be trapped inside forever. Not only we will die, but our souls will be sealed forever in the sword, and we will never come back to life, or get reanimated.
I agree. Not even Grogar's powers and my powers to revive people will work on those who are sealed inside this sword.
Oh hell fucking no. Just because of all the bad shit we did in the news, does not fucking mean we should be taken seriously about that. We need to find a plan to prevent Itachi Aja, Obito Aja, and Nagato Uzumaki from ever using those.
I agree. There's no fucking way my life will be sealed away in that sword forever.
Well, no need to be worried. We have a plan, and it can actually be powerful enough to stop the swords. Really? Show us. They're just green emeralds.
They're not just any ordinary green emeralds. You see, we actually mixed the Zanpakuto sword and the Kusanagi sword, and other powerful items with the end logic. And it turned into this.
I agree. Also, it has the same power as the Zanpakuto sword and the Kusanagi sword, only this time, it's more powerful. We will use this power to make you guys immune to the Zanpakuto sword and the Kusanagi sword's power.
I agree. And also, no matter how many times the rude employee hunters will try to seal away your soul, it will not have an effect on it. Also, it has all kinds of powers, and we can give them to you.
I agree. Also, we also made it preventable for Itachi, Obito, Nagato, or any members of the rude employee hunters, to try to steal them, then their souls will be sealed forever. So if they try to touch them, they will be sealed forever. Only troublemakers can touch these. But we're going to have to wait until General Guy's final job to do it. And when our final battle starts, we will freeze time, and swipe away their swords. Then our battle will start.
I agree with what he said. We will have to wait until the time is right for Itachi, Obito, and Nagato to give them the swords, so that we can give to the power to be immune to the sword's power. We also need to make sure the rude employee hunters does not find out about this.
Wow. Everything you said about these emeralds can be useful to our advantage, so let's hope this works. We're not going to be sealed away in those swords just because of all the bad things we did.
I also fucking hope Itachi, Obito, and Nagato learned a lesson to never spy on others like us. Besides, spying on others is wrong, so they're doing bad things themselves. Hypocrites. I hope they learned their lesson. One thing's for sure, time will tell. Time will tell. Ha 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 ha
ha ha.